Okay, good morning. I am super excited. Today is one of my favorite topics. And so, welcome. I'm Martha Blessing. I am a healing channel, a medical medium, a healing mentor. And I help women clear out the mental, emotional, and spiritual debris that is causing anxiety and depression and the whole cluster of disease that happens in the body when we have energy blocks and patterns that are stuck and trapped in our body. So that's today's. Hey, Kimberly, good morning. That is today's topic. It is one of my favorite. If you're listening, you can type in your questions and I will answer them. Any challenges about the topic of stuck energy, stuck emotions, stuck patterns, how to clear them without having to continue to go to practitioners. So, for those of you that don't know me and don't know my story, I was a registered nurse for 25 years and was in a wheelchair and told I would never walk again. I healed that. I reversed fibromyalgia. And then I went on to reverse a rare incurable cancer many years later. So my life has been committed as a holistic practitioner over the last 2 decades to teaching and empowering people to real, true healing, to not have to continue to go to practitioners, but to actually spark their own personal power and to connect to the healing mechanisms that are inside each and every one of us. And so I personally, my zone of genius is channeling information from a group of guides by the name of Grayson that is healing information and will get exactly to the root cause of what's causing your depression, what's causing the blocks and the energetic blocks that are going on in the body that are causing the depression or the anxiety. And then the methodology that I use to heal those things and everything else, and I've taught to my clients for over 2 decades. So that's one of the tools that I'm talking about today. I made a couple of notes. And so, first of all, let's just talk about what is actually a block. Some people know what this is. Some people who are sensitive, who are empathic, already know what a block feels like. But there are many, many people who are not in touch with their physical energy, who are not actually what I call in their bodies, right? They may have experienced some kind of emotional trauma, some kind of physical trauma, some kind of abuse, the classic sort of PTSD, complex PTSD. It doesn't have to be an actual like physical trauma of abuse. It could just be emotional neglect. It could be living with an alcoholic parent. It could be any number of things. So what happens is we shoot out of our bodies energetically um, because we don't want to feel that sensation anymore. That's where a lot of anxiety comes from. It's your body trying to get your attention and wake back up again. So, what is it when we experience a block? Well, when I had fibromyalgia, I had many blocks in my body. It will show up as an illness, it will show up as a physical pain, it will show up as even an undiagnosed or unspecific illness somewhere in your body. It will show up as digestive disorders. It will show up as all of this head and neck and shoulder and occipital area where we hold a lot of tension. That's a block. Migraines are a block. The energy can't get through this occipital area. Chronic headaches. They don't even have to be migraines. So anywhere that you're experiencing an ache or a pain that is not uh like physically created, like you didn't fall down and hit your knee or you didn't bump yourself somewhere, something that is a chronic versus an acute sensation somewhere in your body, there is a block. Even heart disease, that's a block, because most of the time there has been a continuous block of grief in the heart center that is causing that shutdown and malfunction of the heart center, okay, of the heart. So that's what a block is. Anyone that's experiencing anxiety, they have a pretty good idea of where those blocks are. Anxiety can be in several different places, individually or all at one time. God forbid it's all happening in these places at one time, but anxiety can be in your solar plexus. It can be in your chest. It can be in your throat. It can be in your head. And it's all based on the sensations that you feel. Something is trying to come through, and that energy is trying to open up and wake up. Okay. No amount of drugs, no amount of medicine is going to help with that. It's going to suppress it, and the energy is going to move somewhere else in your body. And that is the experience of anxiety. When the energy moves up, when the blocks become really distorted and the energy is moving up, and we're in our heads ruminating about it, that is the experience of depression. There is not enough energy in the root chakra and in the legs and in the sacral area, and that's what causes the depression. So, personally, I have experienced depression, and I haven't really talked about this much, but I am going to start talking about it soon, for many, many years. And it's that root chakra, safety and security. I knew what the cause was, and I didn't see any reason to medicate. I there's no way. If you guys know me at all, there's no way I would go to the doctor and ask for medications for depression. My God. If I've healed cancer and fibromyalgia and got myself out of a wheelchair, the last thing I would do is go get on drugs for depression. So that is the root cause of depression. Now, for each, let me take that back. It's the energetic cause of the depression. Now, peel back that layer, the root cause that is causing the energetic imbalance is usually unique to each individual. Okay, so you want to get at unpacking that and finding out. That's something that I do in my body, mind, spirit intuitive readings. Is I am deeply blessed to have the gift of channeling guides who will tell me the exact cause of your illness, of your physical, mental, emotional, spiritual imbalances that are causing the physical illness. So if you don't know the cause, you need to get to the cause. That's the first piece. Okay, so clearing the blocks. How do we clear the blocks? First of all, don't annihilate the block. Like, this is what Western medicine does. This is, when I was a nurse, everyone comes in and they want to just give me a diagnosis and let me get rid of whatever this is. It's not going to work. You guys know this. If you're listening to me, if you're listening to information on empaths and holistics and alternatives and metaphysical and energetic, deep inside of you, you have a knowing that this is not the answer to just annihilate the symptoms. You feel that something is trying to come up, to come out, to come through. Now, that is not to say that, I'm not going to tell you don't go to the doctor or don't call emergency if you're feeling so depressed or have so much anxiety that you want to do something to harm yourself or not get on an antidepressant. In the short term, sometimes you have to do that to be alive, but don't let that be the only thing that you do. You need to get at this energetic imbalance. That is the cause of the anxiety and the depression. So get at this. Don't try to just annihilate it and go, oh, I feel better. Most people who are on medications don't actually feel better. It takes a little bit of the edge off, but they still feel depressed and they still have anxiety, quite honestly. So you have to get at what is the experience. Don't try to just hammer the symptom, okay? Don't annihilate it. The next step is to actually move towards it. Move towards it, please. Okay. This is how I've healed everything. It's there for a reason, and it's actually a gift for you. It is a blessing for you. Yes, there is discomfort, but as soon as you move towards it and befriend it and ask it what it wants to tell you, it will go away. It's trying to get your attention. So that's why just annihilating it and trying to hammer it with a drug doesn't work. So this is what I teach people. It's the whole methodology that I have used for 2 decades, not only in my own life, but with all of my clients who have successfully completely reversed anxiety, reversed depression, and gone on to be happy in their bodies and know how to move energy in their physical bodies. And emotions don't get stuck. The patterns can become, again, back to the anxiety. If you have anxiety somewhere in your body, whether it's solar plexus or heart or throat or in your head, it's there. You're experiencing it. It's been there for a while. And so you can move towards it. You know what that experience feels like. Okay. And you can sit with it and you can have a conversation with it. It's energy. You know it's energy. You know that we are a container of energy. So when you have that awareness, like you're so empowered because it's like, wait, it's energy. I can learn how to move energy for myself. I don't have to keep going to practitioners and giving my power away to them and never getting better. If I sit with it and I learn the tools to be with it, then I have the ability to do that over and over and over again, no matter what comes up, no matter what experience I'm having. This is what we teach people. It's what I teach people in the Body Freedom Blueprint. And so you have that tool to come back to it time and time and time again until it's cleared. That's the empowerment versus, I talk about the 4 levels of consciousness in healing. When you're at level 2 and 3, yes, holistic and alternative practitioners are better than just going and giving all your power away to the medical community and to medications. But you still aren't fully engaged and empowered in accessing who you are and your essence and your life force and your wisdom and your knowledge and your higher self. That's really what I want you guys to get here, is to understand that you have the ability to move towards wherever this ache, pain, symptom, anxiety experience is happening in your body, and to have a conversation with it. And that is where you clear the stuck energy and the emotions and the patterns. As soon as you're not used to it yet, you practiced yet, again, this is what I teach people in Body Freedom Blueprint. So get with your own essence and your own energy. If you don't know how and haven't done it before, I have a free guided experience on my website at marthablessing.com. I will actually leave a link in the comments below the video, and it will teach you how to get in touch with your higher self and how to move energy through connecting with your higher self. That's one piece. So let me recap. We talked about what a block is. It's anything in your physical body where you're experiencing a symptom, an imbalance, an overwhelming sense of feelings or emotions, and then how to clear it. Number one, don't just go to the doctor and try to annihilate it, because that energy is just going to move somewhere else in your body because it's trying to get your attention. Okay. It wants to come up to be cleared. And that's the gift in it. Number two, move towards it. Learn how to move towards it. You don't have to go and just dump yourself on the table with a practitioner every month and hope for the best. I had clients that did that, when I had a wellness center. for 10 years. And they would plop themselves off on the table. I'd clean it all up and balance it, and they'd go out and they'd continue to do the same thing, right? It's like a detour when you're driving. You can probably get from home to work without having to think about it, right? You're on automatic pilot. And then all of a sudden, one day, you get in your car and you're late to work and the road's closed and there's a detour. It's a new pattern of energy. Well, now you've got to pay attention because you've got to go down that detour instead of going mindlessly in the old pattern. So this is what's happened. There's been an energetic pattern based on your thoughts, based on your wounds, based on your trauma, based on your fears, usually unworthiness or whatever else, that is created its pattern. And so now when you move towards it, you pay attention to it and you go, oh, okay, there's a detour. Let me listen, let me see, let me hear, let me learn what it is that this part of my body wants me to know. And take that message and start to work with it. Again, this is my zone of genius. The other thing I want to tell you is you cannot solve the problem with the same mind that created it. Okay? Ayurveda tells us that all illness is created by a failure of intellect. And I love that, a failure of intellect, right? So what does that really mean? It means that we are using our mind to go against ourselves, to create bullshit and minutia that isn't true, to create fears that the ego is trying to keep us safe from stepping into our power, from stepping into our true self, from stepping into our higher self. And so energy follows thought. We've created a pattern in our body and learned a way to suppress our energy and who we are. And that's creating the anxiety and it's creating the depression. The depression happens when we're all up here. The anxiety happens when it's, really from the sacral to the throat, where the energy is just on a continuous loop between empowerment, what's in our heart, speaking our voice, and expressing our creativity. Those, what is four? 1, 2, 3, 4 channels. That's where the depression happens, and the grief, the loop that happens between these energy centers. Okay, so to clear the block, you want to get still. It's going to take more than one time. Please understand this. You need to make a devotion to yourself that it is valid and important enough to you that this is what you want to choose and it's what you want to do. And we become what we practice. So if it's a daily practice, you will learn this quickly. That's one of the reasons why I have the Body Freedom Blueprint, why it's a group coaching program. You get the materials, you get the tools, but I am there to teach you how to become the practice that helps you clear consistently the stuck energy, the stuck emotions, the stuck patterns, and to create a new mindset so that you're not continuing to trip yourself up with this mental pattern of energy that is manifesting in your physical body as anxiety and depression. Okay, please get this. You do not have to live and suffer and struggle with anxiety and depression, and you don't have to be on medications. It is completely possible for you to heal it yourself. That is my path, that is my purpose, that is my mission in life, because anxiety and depression are the precursors to every other illness we're ever going to have, because the energy is stuck in the body and the cells start to constrict. Okay, so you have to get out of your head. You have to get still. You have to learn the practice. Yeah, Kimberly, it is about mindset. It's all about mindset. You cannot fix the problem with the same mind that created it. Your ego mind, this mind that's going round and round. Kimberly, get the book about neuroplasticity. It's fascinating. Scientists have only really discovered in the last, 2 decades, the mind is like plastic, it can be molded. They thought it was like, this is it, and there's no change. Totally not true. Neuroplasticity is a great book. So we have the ability to completely reprogram these neural pathways. And that's one of the other things that I teach people. So let me recap. We know what a block is. It's any experience that you're feeling in your physical body as anxiety, as pain, as chronic, not acute, not, bang, I hurt myself. And then don't try to just hammer it down and annihilate it. That doesn't work. The energy is going to move somewhere else. It's still going to come up. It is your soul trying to get your attention, this block. So if you have an illness and you need to go to the doctor, go to the doctor. But don't let that be the only thing that you do. You need to unpack it with someone that can get to the core cause, the root cause. That's what I do in my readings. And then learn how to move towards it, how to get the message. I teach people a process, it's called gestalting, right? And so it's going in. There's actually another live stream on it on this page in the videos that you can go to, because I actually did it live in that process. You have to sit with it. You have to get the message. You may not get it at first. It is a practice. You will learn it. If I did it, anyone can do it. My clients have done it over 2 decades. You can do it. I will show you. I will teach you. You have to change the mindset that created the pattern and heed the message, whatever the message is. Usually a block is in there somewhere, and it's about us not loving ourselves, about us holding ourselves against ourselves, somewhere in unworthiness, somewhere in being unlovable. And wherever you're experiencing that anxiety or that depression is your roadmap out. It is your roadmap out. Kimberly, your spine is your roadmap out. You need to have conversations with your roadmap, with your spine. If you haven't done the Metatron meditation on my website, you need to do that. It's powerful. That I channeled with, it brings light down through the spine. It will open your spine right up and recharge that life force throughout your spine. I can actually see it happening. So questions, comments, anything that you guys want to know, please type it in the questions in the comments. For those of you that don't know me and don't know everything about me, I will recap for you again. I am a healing channel. I channel a group of guides by the name of Grayson. The gift is that they will tell you the exact mental, emotional, and spiritual causes of the physical illnesses. I do it in a body, mind, intuitive reading. And then I'm also the creator of the Body Freedom Blueprint, which is an 8-week online guided mentoring experience that teaches you how to heal anxiety, heal depression, get at your purpose. I take you step by step each week through the teaching. There's videos, there's audios, there's PDFs, whatever your learning style is. It is covered so that you can be on the go and be learning these modules. And then each week we have a group coaching call. You can get on there and get coached personally by me with whatever is going on, whatever you are working through. It's every single week, and you have that for life. Like, no one else does this. This is how committed and devoted I am to serving people with anxiety and depression and helping them heal, because it's not a one and done. It's not a one-shot deal. It's not a go plop yourself on the table. My path and my purpose is to empower every single person to be their own healer and to teach them how to do their own healing, because it's going to come up time. If you're growing into your purpose and into your zone of genius and what you came here to do, you're going to clear up some muckety muck. You're going to go through some stuff. And so these are the tools. It's my 5-part methodology that I teach in the Body Freedom Blueprint that I have used and that my clients have used in their private coaching programs. This is the first time that it has ever been available to people at this price as a digital coaching online experience. And so people who have coached with me and had success and had results in healing anxiety and healing depression and healing all sorts of other ailments, they've spent up to $10,000 to work with me privately. And the program is now available for a fraction of that cost, and you have access to me for life. And you also have access to the Body Freedom Blueprint group on Facebook that is exclusively for people who are working through the program. And also you have the weekly coaching. So I do want to mention right now, the Body Freedom Blueprint is $9.97. There are payments available. It's going to be going up. So if you have been thinking about it, you need to do it now. It's going to go up. So it's pennies a day, quite honestly, if you do the payment plan. So thank you for listening. If you are struggling with anxiety, if you are struggling with depression, if you have symptoms in your body, fibromyalgia, digestive disorders, whatever, please reach out to me. Schedule a reading. I'm here to help you. And also join the Healed and Unlimited group on Facebook. You can go in there, and I have training videos in there as well. So thanks for listening. I will see you guys next week, if not sooner. Have a great day.